Okay, we're going to do some work on my stuff. So I'm working on my race motors here. So this is the one we had out before we showed, we put together. So this one here we had a 5.25 inch stroke top fuel hex crank in this one, which they don't make anymore obviously. So I was playing with spacers and jacking up to make it into a nice little motor. So this is like a 132-inch motor. So what I'm going to do now, instead of doing that combination, I'm going to turn this into a 120-inch motor. So we're going to figure out how we're going to do that. I was leaning more toward a 4.25 stroke by 4.25 bore. The other way of doing it is a 4.5-inch stroke with a 4.25-inch bore. So I don't know. I haven't figured out which way I'm going to go yet. This is a 3 7/8 bore is what this motor is made up for, so going to a 4-inch would be real easy. I kind of like the idea of the bigger cylinders myself, but who knows, we might change it. So for now I'm going to go ahead and take this thing apart, mock it up with a shorter stroke, and see what happens. So I got two sets of 80-inch flywheels, which aren't H8 or 107, but close enough. So these are S&S wheels. This is an 80-inch set for something, because these are full diameter. This is a smaller set here, I think. Or is this another big set? Let's see, which ones are these ones? Oh, these are my big ones. Okay. So I got two sets of big ones. I also have a set of small ones, which are a 1/4 inch smaller, which I might have to use on this motor. This is going to be a 100-inch motor. So that's going to be the 120-inch, and the big ass one I'm going to have to work on that some more. I got to find more parts for that. So this one here is going to have a 80-inch crank with a 3 13/16 bore, gives you 97 cubes. So the other way I can do it is do a 4 3/4 stroke with a 3 5/8. That's 98 inches. So that's a good combo too. A little bit easier to do, but I have to decide which variation I'm going to do. So for now I'm going to mock it up with the 80-inch stuff and kind of get an idea where we're at. If I bore the cases out for the big bore and then I don't use it, then I got to do a lot of welding. So kind of make a decision what I'm going to do. But I kind of like the bigger bore. Bigger bore means I can run bigger valves, bigger ports, go faster. I like that. So anyway, I got two different cranks here I got to put together. My problem is these are late model cranks. They're 81 and later, so I have to find late model parts. So I dug up a set of Evo rods, and I had this laying around with another crank I had. So this might be the stuff I need for one crank, but I need parts for another crank. So that's the other option. So right now I was digging through some other junk over here. Whoop. Take off that quickly. Need my tripod. So I'm digging through a couple junk boxes, been laying over here about 3 years now, down there on the floor. So I found a gold mine of parts for mock-up, otherwise known as junk parts. My favorite thing to use for mock-ups. So here's a whole 80-inch crank. So this is comes from Terry, 92-inch Evo. Thanks, Terry, for your parts. I'm not going to ship them back to you. So hopefully I got everything in here I need. So here's the whole crank sitting in here. So there's a whole crank assembly. So I dug out the connecting rods already out of the box and the crank pin nuts. So I gotta see if I can find a crank pin in here someplace. So these are all the leftover parts. Here's the Tipton bearings I'm gonna need. If I want to use this for mock-up, I probably have to cut the end of the tip off here, so I'm not going to use it. Those could be saved, I guess, these flywheels, but we put a new crank in there, as I recall. Something good. Here's a case race I can use if I need it. Don't know yet. What else is in here we don't need right now? I don't need that. Well, there's a cam bearing. I guess I could use that for mock-up too. Not using that junk. Okay, the rest of this stuff we're not going to use. So, put the crank back in the box. See, that's why I have stuff sitting around for years. You never know when you're going to need it. Some people call that hoarding, I call it keeping parts I might need someday. Okay, so this we can all use for my motor. I could probably even use these for mock-up. Crappy bearing I could use. Here's the stuff I'm looking for right here is bearings. There we go, bearings. We need bearings. It's hard to mock a motor up with no bearings. What do we got in here? Oh yeah, we got bearings. Okay. We got those Evo style bearings. Yuck, I hate those things. Perfect for mock-up. Furry and usable. Those are key things we need for mock-up. Need a crank pin. One crank pin. Nice forged pistons. We're not using that size, so we don't need them. That's about all I can use out of this box. I'm building a panhead motor on an Evo motor, so a lot of stuff we're not going to use. Ooh, anybody need a pickup? Not me. Evo cam. Junk. Oil pump. Okay, so there we go. I got some valves. Okay, so we got some important pieces here that we might need. The key stuff for me right now is the rod set and the crank pin. Now this is no good for street riding, but for me it's perfect. Yeah, hell, you could race with that. We don't care. A little loose, it's fine. Only problem is just a stock pin, so whatever. Okay, so I can mock up some lower end stuff with that. I still need a couple main shafts. I got that one in the bag, so I guess I can make one crank up pretty quickly just by bolting some stuff together. So go ahead and grab a few of these parts here. Okay, get the important parts. I got more boxes like that floating around. I just got to figure out where they're all at. They're someplace. Have mountains of used parts floating around here. Okay, it appears that we are going to need the bearings, but it looks like we already got a case race in here. Pretty rusty, but it'll work. And the cam bearing's missing. There we go. We got some more parts we can use. So, there we go. Like new. Maybe I should blast the inside of this out so it's clean. It looks dirty. So we have a blaster now, so we can take care of that too. Okay, so I'm not sure which crank we're going to use on which motor. I'm going to lean toward this one going in one of them. Doesn't really matter which one I use for mock-up. If they're the same crank, it makes no difference. Appear to be the same size, full-size wheels. So that means I work. Okay. Keep that set for that motor. which one has more bob weight to it. Bob weight is how much material is still in the flywheel. So if you look at the flywheel, you see how much that one's cut, you see how much this is cut. So this one's cut deeper. That means it's less bob weight on this side. Everything else looks about the same. Spinning around. On this side. They look like about the same depth on this side. So this one has more bob weight, so that's for a heavier piston. We'll keep that set for the bigger bore motor. We'll use this one for this setup. Now that's without putting a weight in there. Just taper. And if I wouldn't put a weight in there, I know really which one's different, but just by eyeballing it. This one here is the lighter of the two. This one has a smaller piston, so we're going to use this for that mock-up on that motor. I already got a problem. This has a long pinion snout on this one too, see? The problem is aftermarket shafts are made for applications I don't run. So that's going to probably hit on my generator cover. See, generator covers don't have a big deep hole over here. So pinion shafts are going to have a problem with. But we do have one of these. Appears to fit. Okay. So it says everything on this thing. Look at that. It's good to go. Find me another shaft later to use. For now, we can use this for the mock-up. It's here, let's use it. Okay, we got a crank pin. Yeah. What else do I need? That's it. I think I got the right ones. Good. 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 These are almost done. More parts coming off. Okay, now I need is a rod set. I don't like screwing these old bearings. Evo bearings suck. Now what length motor are we putting? This is a short stroke motor. We're going to use a stock Evo rod right here. That's what these are. The Evo rod is the strongest rod Harley made back in the day. So they had the extra webbing on the two sides here. It makes them a little bit stronger. So these are the strongest ones. I've seen them all break, so even us nuts have been broken, so there you go. So for a quick mock-up, this will work for what I'm going to do. We've got the main bearings in here. And where's the rollers at? Hopefully we got all the rollers we need. There's the center ones. Now we're using all the same parts, so everything should go right together. Pretty easy. It looks like half the rollers are missing. You know what? That's okay. Only need half the rollers. Let's put every other roller in there. That's all you need. Extra weight. One more. Yeah, two more actually. I think we're running out of rollers. And all we got. We need more rollers. We have to go skip two, have one. So every other third roller you put one in. Limited supply. Yep. That's all you need. We don't need all those extra rollers. Knock that one out of there. Oop, we lost two. Damn it. Close enough. Now you get that from here to there, that's going to be the fun part. Boom, got it. This one's going to be real hard to do because they're already falling out. Oh, I found a missing roller. There's one more. Could use that over there. Ah! Made a mess. Start over. Must be the power rod. It's got every other one in here. Oh, I found another one. Oh, geez, there's a jackpot. There's three more. Jeez, now we got way too many rollers. Things are all over the place. Keep finding more. Now I gotta put more on this side. Now that's gonna be interesting. We'll get back to you. I made that look easy, didn't I? Damn it. There's only two left now. Might be enough to go every other one. Yep. The race motor, but every other one. And then one extra too. Ooh, an extra one. Who wants the extra one? Ah, screwed that up. Ooh, I looked at it, went in. Yeah. Okay, now you can put the rods on here easily. It should fit. Oh, look at it, it even fits and everything. All right. That's a quick rebuild there, let me tell you. This thing's going to be like brand new now. Perfect. Oh, it's even true. That thing's ready to go. Extra set of main bearings if we need them. Gonna need that. We might need those. Never know when you need some used O-rings. Alright, look at that. Flying now. Okay, I'm going to go true that crank up. So let's go over there and do that. I'll be back.